Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Vuk Stajc. I'm a third-year mechanical engineering student here at UMB. I'm here to talk about my innovative recycling system. But first, I'd like to thank all the sponsors and TME for organizing this event, and all of you for coming out. So whenever you think about a residence or dorm on a campus, what do you think of? You think of students partying, having a few drinks, a few too many drinks. And as a result of all that drinking, a lot of recyclable material is produced. This is where I come in. I intend to implement my innovative and trademarked reverse vending recycling system, or reverse for short, in residences and dorms all across Canada and North America. These systems implement reverse vending machines, which are machines that you simply walk up to, place your recyclable goods, and receive cash. Except these machines would be integrated with the student database in such a way that the student would be able to walk up, swipe their student card, which every university practically has, and instead of receiving nickels and dimes with a full pocket, they just receive a direct deposit onto their existing student card. I came up with this idea 2 years ago whenever I was studying at UPI, when I was having just a few drinks with my friends at the residence. I looked in his closet and I saw an entire pile of recycled materials. And I said, man, what are you going to do with these? And he said, I think I'm just going to throw them out whenever I'm moving out. I don't have a car to go and deposit them. That's too far for me to walk, too many trips. Coming from a low-income family from Serbia, I looked at this and I said, man, no, this is money, man. You got to do something with this. I'll walk 5 times there and back just to deposit this, for $5. So I wanted to see what students and residences all across Canada thought about recycling, especially at their residence. I sent out a survey to about 200 students, over 200 students all across Canada. I found out that 95% of them considered themselves either somewhat or very environmentally conscious. I found out that 80% of students said that their residence had some sort of a system in place and that they used it for recycling. And 10% of students had nothing in place, but they wished something was in place. However, only 87% of them said that for this recycling that they did, they received no benefit. Finally, when asked would they be interested in a system that actually did benefit them monetarily, that was in their residence, a resounding 97% of them said they would be interested. So clearly, the students would benefit from this, but what about the proprietor of the residence? There are many reasons that a proprietor would want one of these systems in their residence. First of all, for them, it would be a large tax incentive from Action Plan. 50% on anything that they invest into the system could be returned. And most of all, they would be able to advertise themselves as an environmentally conscious structure, which, as my study proves, would resonate with over 95% of the student population. So thank you all. I'd like to remind you all to always reduce, reuse, and reverse.
So is this a service or is this an automated system?
Sorry, repeat the question.
Is it a service or is it an automated system? Is it a vending machine?
Yeah, so it's a vending machine, a reverse vending machine. This is an emerging technology. So it's basically just any machine, you walk up to it, you would swipe your card, throw in all your recyclables, and walk away. And that would be it.
So have you thought about how you handle whether or not the recyclables are eligible recyclable material or whether they're damaged or things like that?
These machines, I wouldn't be developing these machines. These machines exist. I've spoken to manufacturers, namely Tomra. These machines are evolving from, some of you might have seen Superstore, at least in PI had one that sometimes they say rejected, but they're advanced. They're getting very advanced now where you can just put glass, plastic, whatever. It has sensors. It tells weight by photo principles. I'm not sure of the exact science, but I wouldn't be concerned with dealing with the technology, at least initially, because it would be a large increase in cost if I was to develop this technology myself. So I would simply be integrating it and providing the service of installing technical drawings, software background. That would be my task, to integrate everything.
I'm very interested by your idea. I'm also a former student, and so I know the pains all too well. My question is, on the back-end logistical side of things, who and when does this machine get emptied, and is that something you're taking care of, or the university?
Thank you very much for the question. That's something I've thought a lot about, and there's 2 possibilities. So either the existing facilities management would have scheduled pickup and delivery to any recyclable department, or a recyclable service in the town would come and have a scheduled pickup. And these places that do recycling, they're always looking for material. So they would be very willing to come up, because it would be a large amount, right? They wouldn't be coming out for a bag. They would be coming out for a full room of recycled materials. So both facilities management would be able to drive it, or they would be able to come pick it up.
Would you be marketing these devices to the house, like the residence itself, or the university? And
Thank you for the question. So it depends. Most residences are owned by the university, and if there is a residence, especially in a college, that's owned by a private user, that's who we'd be marketing to. So my plan in the next immediate future is to communicate with facilities management, and not just UMB, but any residents, to see, do they find that there's an issue? Do they see a lot of material being thrown out that could be recycled? Do they notice a lot of recycled material around their residence? So once I get information from them, I would be going to the actual owners of the buildings or the universities, presenting them with the information that I've gathered from the students, the information that I plan to gather from facilities management, and marketing. So yes, I would be marketing to the owner of the building.
okay, I'm just thinking from a house buy-in perspective. When I was in residence 22 years ago, the dollars went to the social committee. So we had a room that everything went in there, and it went to the social committee, and it paid for an event. So basically, you would have to convince the social committee to convince its residents members to give that money away.
Yep.
Right?
So in my study that I conducted, I found that 87% of them didn't get any benefit from it. There was a small amount of people that said they received benefit, and that's exactly what it was. So nobody received 5 cents every time they gave a bottle. They put it in a box, and they have a party where somebody buys a keg, and they're like, radical, man, it's a free keg for recyclers. But my plan would be that since it's all software, right, we can say 50% student, 40% residence house, 10% facilities management, or whatever the percentage would be. That would be my plan. Thanks very much, guys. Thanks for your time.